I think today is going to be the last day that I managed to get such an early bus into Bath. I only really got that one because it looked like it arrived late and there was a big ass queue waiting for it, so making the most of it. I need to skateboard around as much as I possibly can. I need to stop doing that as well. Stop putting it on the floor like an absolute fucking nerd. I mean, Bath is quite cobbly, so you got to be a bit more careful, you know. On my way to somewhere smoother. But yeah, so I've just got to try and get used to it as much as I possibly can do. I'm trying to get used to lifting the front nose up, you know? That's where I'm struggling, ATM. It's getting used to putting my weight on the back, so much so that it lifts it up rather than kind of on the front normally, which is what I normally do with a longboard. Do you normally put it on the front? Yeah, because as you accelerate, yeah, it's like completely different. Also, every now and again I try and put my foot on it, and put my back foot about here, where it is on a longboard, and then miss the board entirely in the board. I need to get good at it, and I keep not bringing it places because, oh, it's a bit bumpy and I'm not used to it. Like, that's not how it works. You just need to get good at it. Go on, lift up the back. That's it. Woo! I can do it. I can do it a bit. I can get better. Look at that. That's not bad. Probably doesn't help that I've got a backpack and a full coat on, but I also didn't want to rip my new coat next year if I fall off it. So. Also trying to get better at, just in general, being a bit more cool. Otherwise, I said I was going to wake up early last night, but I didn't. Mainly because I didn't get to sleep, though. I didn't get to sleep till about 12:30, and I was due to wake up at 12. So I don't feel like that worked out. I think I need to focus on productivity, though, rather than sheer time for a little bit. But also, I need time, and I'm not sure how much of that is just an excuse. You know what I mean? Something else that's quite difficult to get used to is the top is like a textured plastic and not like a grip tape. So if you get like slightly wet feet, because obviously the floor is like, it's not wet, but it's like moist. It's like quite slippy. Like you can feel your feet squeaking on it. And that doesn't instill confidence, you know. I'm trying to work now. So I'm just skating there. Lunchtime and I'm learning to tic-tac on this thing here, on this nice straight. But what really stresses me out about this might be a reason why I'm not cut out for skateboarding. I want this thing to stay fine and pristine forever. Look, and the nose is already getting scuffed. Look at this that I've done to the back already, and that's just by failing to tic-tac and just like scraping it along the floor, you know? Part of me that wants things to be forever like perfect and forever like tidy and clean and crisp is getting like skids. Shopping done, recycling bins done. Right, it's like 9:30. I've chilled out for a little bit. Time to chip into some work. It was a loud ass click, wasn't it? Work was pretty good today, to be honest with you. I've been helping like the handover of, well, not really the handover, but like skilling up one of the manual testers with automation testing, which has been pretty good fun, to be honest with you. Because again, I basically sit with him and teach him how to C#, which is nice. And otherwise just watching deployments and whatnot. Living a little damn dream. And yeah, otherwise I've been doing all of the stuff here because Laura's downstairs revising. She's still revising. It's 9:30. But she's still revising. And I have come upstairs to empty my camera of footage and to carry on programming. So I've nearly finished on the old laptop. I can't remember what it was I was trying to fix yesterday. We'll get there. You know what? Despite the fact that I had to go shopping, and despite the fact that I did like the bins and all that kind of shitty Monday jobs that we normally do, we normally do like all them jobs, sit down, watch some TV, go to bed. This time, didn't sit down and watch TV because Laura's got uni work to do. I did my work. Nearly 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes-ish of programming, which is pretty good. That is basically done now. I've just got one small issue where the GraphQL is caching the result, which should be relatively trivial to fix. Had some minor issues getting the builds running because I've updated .NET frameworks and I needed new SDKs and NuGet packages have been a bit of a pig, but got there in the end. Productive. I think I am going to stick to like kind of staying up late. I think while Laura's at uni and she's spending her evenings doing work, it kind of doesn't make sense for me to be napping during some of that time, you know? And naturally, I'm much better at staying up late than I am waking up early. I'm pretty good at both, to be honest. But by which I mean I could just cruise through to 2 o'clock at night and then wake up at 6 o'clock every single day. Like, that'd be fine. That's what I used to do. I'm thinking about just basically going to that, but not all the time, you know? I just need to get, if I can aim for about 3 hours a day, that's 15 hours in the middle of the week, and then putting that up to like a bit more, 5 hours. I want to aim for like 20-25 hours a week on my own project. Hopefully I can do that with that. It also doesn't make sense jumping into a napping cycle just before I start a new job. It's probably better to like get my feet under the table, settle down a little bit, and then do it, you know? And if I was watching this, I'd just be going excuses, 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 you know what I mean? Last night, when I was trying to go to sleep, I was thinking about something someone said at work today where I was like, he's the kind of person who pretends he hears things. He reads something online and then pretends it happened to him in real life, you know what I mean? Apparently heard two people arguing about what was bigger, 2 16-inch pizzas or 1 18-inch pizza. And obviously, being the kind of person he is, he had to lean in and tell them the answer, because he's riveting and interesting like that. I don't work there for long, it's not full time, so anyway. And someone, like, with a tester who I like get on with, he's really cool, he like jokingly said, I reckon it's 7 6-inch pizzas. And I was thinking about this last night, and I don't know why, as I was literally going to bed, haven't thought about it all day, I'm like, actually that's smaller still. It's weird how like literally, I was just lying there and I was like, 6 or 7 inch pizzas, whatever way around it was. That's still smaller. And then it's like dawned on me, you know what I mean? So, interesting. That's just the way the fucking mind works. Happy days. Speaking of people who aren't like full-time or not there all the time, we had a contractor who was doing some work and then he's left us now and he's put that work in. He wasn't with us for very long. And what he's done is like, oh, we have to do just do a web page, a basic validation, store it in the database, happy fucking birthday boy. He's invented his own validation framework. And you're like, what the fuck? Why? Someone else like finished off the rest of it effectively, and then not the validation framework, but the rest of the story, and then like put in the PR. And I'm looking for all the validation rules. I'm like, where's the validation? I can't find it. And then I found something. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It wasn't even like recognizable as a validation framework. But just weird, man. Like, why do people do? He was also the kind of guy. Fuck it. He doesn't know about these videos. He's also the kind of guy who created an extension method called .exists, and then just to replace x equals does not equal null. Sorry. So instead of putting x does not equal null, he would put x.exists. Oh, why? I saw that in a PR. I mean, I can't reject it. It's just fucking weird. I'm out for lunch today. It's actually kind of nice. It's nice and sunny. It's nice and warm as well. Just getting annoyed at people in the office, so I need to get out. Never struggled to get through the day today. Came home and I'm just like, oh, I'm feeling so bored and so like, just nothing's going like at all. Been like smashing my head against this thing at work, trying to get it to play in the right environment. It works fine locally. Put it in the environment, it just doesn't play. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on there. That needs plugging in. Thank you. It's been fun, and then just like a combination of that's annoying. It's boring in general, and then just other things just starting to frustrate me. I think it's somewhat natural to start getting frustrated and bored with a week to go. So I'm starting to be like, fuck this, man. I cannot be fucked. Came home, had dinner, played a bit of Xbox, shot some shit, shoot some people, make myself feel better. I got a little bit of work done. I've finished off the thing that I was doing, so I'm now working towards, what else am I doing now, ladies and gentlemen? I'm doing something, and that something is, I've merged the code and all that shit. It's all merged. Oh no, I've raised the PRs I need to go through. I think there's one thing I need to do with the API gateway, just to update it now that I'm using Service Fabric a little bit better. But then otherwise I think that's all mergeable. And I've uncovered some code I wrote to write. And the branch is called Get Blog Posts. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is like completely unrelated. Some GraphQL stuff. I'm like, this doesn't look blog post related. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck it is and what the fuck it's supposed to do. I can't even tell by looking at it. I can't even figure out like what it was I wanted out of it, you know? But yeah, I'm staying up basically just because I don't think I'll be able to get to sleep, not because I want to stay up. I'm not staying up long. Got everything merged last night, which was good. Did all the pull requests, fixed everything that I knew I'd kind of left half done. Got that all sorted. So that is that chunk of work done, and now I can move on to the next chunk of work and or focus on other things, which is what I want to do. Shifting focus to my website, namely the website itself, and adding a blogging feature to it, and also like crafting things for the and then like more of the like outreachy kind of stuff. That's what I'm going to be focusing on for the next couple of days. I want to rapidly add 2 pages to the site first, and fix some suggestions, and then I want to do the blogging thing. But as soon as I've done the first of those 2 things, I can start that outreach stuff. I can already start to prepare for that outreach stuff now, so I'm going to start doing that. Problem is, mentally in my head, this feels closer to busy work. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like progress until it does make progress. But ironically, it's the only thing that could give me progress. You know, it's the thing that I think is making progress is just an illusion of progress, you know? So, good day today, in general. The thing I was working on, we managed to get working in the environment, turned out to be an application issue, as in like a configuration setup. It wasn't a code problem, and I was chasing a code problem for days. To be fair, there was a transforms issue, but God damn it. Otherwise, had a good team lunch. Well, somewhat smaller team lunch. Basically, because I'm coming up to my last day. If I find out that like I'm not going to see someone before then, I'll go out on a lunch with them. Basically, this was like one of the last chances I'd have to go out on a lunch with boy. But yeah, so anyway, we started talking about some stuff, and it's like dawned on. It's like talking about things about what I'm doing. It said a lot of good stuff as well. It said a lot of good stuff that's really interesting, and I wanted to hear some of it. It's good things to hear, but it puts me at an impasse because it made me realise that even I don't think deep down that my plan on how to develop this thing is feasible. What I've done publicly is release a service, code reviews as a service. I've not really talked about this on here, but it's public knowledge now. That is in theory a hypothesis for whether or not you would pay for RadSpider. And the idea is that enough people would do that it would bootstrap the development of RadSpider. That's the idea. I'm not sure how feasible that is. Now, the hypothesis is still true. It does test that people care enough about code quality in order to pay someone else to ensure it's happening. However, it's kind of dawned on me that the subset of people that would buy code reviews as a service aren't necessarily the people who would buy RadSpider. Because RadSpider, you could sell to like fucking Microsoft. Microsoft's not going to buy code reviews as a service though, right? As in like you could like sell the service to them. Or a big bank would buy that service. But they're not going to buy that. Our company would buy that because it's in that position. Where the workplace I currently work, it's in that position where that actually makes sense for them. But they're also a company where I'm like, I'm not really sure they'd buy the big product. Because of the kind of unique situation they're in that makes this worthwhile. That doesn't really make sense in my own head. But this is interesting. What else is interesting is my dream of being able to vlog from school to uni to working life, to working for myself, to running a business, is interesting because there's things that I pictured a world where once I released the website I'd be comfortable talking about like everything. I could tell you about all of the little details. But like I can't. Because arguably this is a board meeting. You know, I'm the only member of the board. I can't get in trouble for saying shit like this, but it's just probably not wise. But maybe I should. Maybe I should do that. I don't know what to do. A lot of this stuff is like so far out of my depth. I just don't understand it. You know? So the other options that are not on the table, but the alternatives to bootstrapping have a wild array of... One, I don't understand that world very well. They have a wild array of consequences. And options and all this shit.
I wanted to be more open about this kind of stuff, and I thought it would be something that would be interesting for myself, but also for others. And also effectively, somewhat in some mild, crazy way, enable me to like kind of grow a network via this. Similar, I guess, to the way that like the Startup podcast helped them, although it's a kind of obviously not the same because it's completely different.
A big company like Microsoft isn't going to give a damn that I'm making this video, but I'm sure I could talk about most stuff. But it's things like I probably shouldn't express any kind of doubt to you or as a public viewer. Because to you I should be like, this is the fucking bee's knees, my boys. Why wouldn't you fucking buy? You'd buy both. Happy birthday, get them both down your neck, boys. Double, buy one, get one, double the price, you know? Probably shouldn't admit to like winging it or like not knowing what I'm doing. I'd be like, yeah, fucking no, here's my roadmap, it's going to be fucking dope. When really I'm at the back like, just closing my eyes, just staring, shit. I figure out as I go, basically. Right, so I figured out a plan for what it is I'm supposed to be doing. I am making adjustments to my site in order to listen to feedback that I've gotten. Also building up a little splash page for RadSpider. More interesting actually, the RadSpider splash page, because I technically already have that page, but it's designed to feed into RadSpider itself. So I was like, I could just create a new... It's actually a pain in the ass just doing a static site. It's like, the amount of stuff I have set up for that, it's basically not worth it. So I've figured out a way of hijacking my public-facing part of RadSpider itself, and then basically putting a splash page on that. So effectively, based on a configuration value or an environment value, you either get a holding page or you get the public version of that site. Because the public version of that site gives you the ability to register onto my platform and all that kind of shit. So that's interesting. That was a fun little problem to solve. But I hopefully should be able to get that published by, at least by the time this video goes live. Now radspider.net and radspider.com are directed to that page, hopefully. Nice and SSL'd up and whatnot, and it will allow you to get back. I'm trying to figure out how to get it back to Varialis. That's the root problem. I need to figure out... Oh well, yeah, so there's this. I wanted to add basically like a frequently asked questions part to the website, which I'm going to focus on next. And then I'm also going to have to work on the blogging aspect of it. I'm going to figure out where FAQ goes on the site at the moment. It's going to be a fun one. I might have to put it on the... because it kind of belongs to the services, doesn't it? So maybe it belongs in that drop down. Got a lot of thinking to do, but it's late. It's tomorrow. So getting into Bath nice and early again today, so taking a wander. Getting back on form with the sleeping thing, not the normal sleeping thing, but I'm getting used to like going to bed at 1, waking up at 6, like that consistent 5-hour churn. I'm getting quite good at, so oh my days. It's Thursday today. I'm gonna try and get a doctor's appointment for tomorrow because my nosebleeds are still here, slash getting more frequent again. So I'm going to retry it, because they said last time I was there, get a doctor's appointment, come back if they don't go within like a certain amount of time. And I technically should have been back a while ago, but haven't been. So I'm going to pop in. To be honest, it was coming up to Christmas, and I'm like, doctors are going to be really busy. I can wait. Yeah, so just having a nice. Really liking. I need a dog. I'm really liking the walking around, just going for walks and just like thinking and stuff. I don't like listen to music. I don't do anything. I just kind of walk and ponder. I've got a lot to think about. I've got a lot of things that I need to do and figure out. And I've got so much stuff to do that it makes sense to spend time not doing it in order to make sure that what I'm doing I need to do, if that makes sense. And like every now and again I'll pull out my book and do a bit of a Google, but then otherwise I'm like concentrating on, so I need to do that, that needs to move for this, that needs to move for that, what can I do for this, plan this, take a note of that. A lot of me is probably making the most of having things to walk around as well. In where I'm moving to, my new job, I'm going to have like the countryside and stuff like that, but there's not going to be, I'm not anywhere near as many shops. There's some shops, but not as many. And like things obviously like the Royal Crescent and whatnot. I currently work really central, so obviously you can basically walk out the office and go in any of 10 directions. It's not going to be as true. There's still going to be a good number of places you can walk that are still nice. It's just more likely you could bump into someone, I guess. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are down some dark country lane. I think pretty fucking stuck. I think there's just a chain of cars. The road home is closed, so obviously everyone went this way down the diversion. And it's pretty full, so I'm literally looking. I can't go any further forward. There's a car in front of me. There's a car trying to come this way. Looks like we ain't going nowhere quick. That's what I'm saying. Basically, the main road is closed, and there's no way to get off that road. Short of doing a U-turn, which I could have done. I chose not to. Should have done that big time. But basically the rest of Bath shut down. We're rolling. I have no idea how many cars are in front of me. I know there's a shit ton behind me. I can see like at least 9. And effectively anyone coming this way has effectively just got to concede to the fact that there are about 300 cars going in this direction in a long train that basically goes from here to Bristol. Made it back a whole hour and a half after I left the office. I was stationary for about like half an hour. What am I in here for? Oh, I need to charge my phone charger because my phone charger died while trying to keep my phone alive because I was in the middle of nowhere, had no signal, and it was just draining my battery. Most of my day today was spent trying to, waiting for permission to deploy. I got permission with like 40 minutes to go, and I had so many like, because we had preview steps set up in one of the environments, and then we were just going to like smash it through all the other environments. But then you can't save a build definition without affecting all of the environments once you've upgraded it from a preview to a legitimate one. And I'm like copy and pasting variable names. I'm getting bloody RSI doing so. And it's early again. I'm going to end the video here, ladies and gentlemen. I've been rabbiting on. Also, we're in for a thingy, like a kind of almost basically a 3-day weekend, kind of. I'm working from home tomorrow, so it's not really. But Laura's working from home in the afternoon as well, because she's got some uni stuff to revise for. By which I mean, she does the uni stuff for work, by the way. That's not like, she's not like bunking off work to revise, if that makes sense. She's literally been told to go home to do the university work. You know, it's basically paid. But yeah, but she'll be here, and I'll be here, so. And I have very little to do tomorrow. I've just got deployments and stuff. Deployments and a load of admin. Leaving kind of admin. So, I'm looking forward to it. Otherwise, I've been fighting around with deployments of my own. I've got a holding page deployed now for RadSpider. Just trying to figure out the domains. They're playing funny buggers with me. I think I didn't go through it like step by step like I did obviously the first time I did it, and I feel like that's kind of like bit me a little bit, and like the SSL's kind of, the SSL won't bind even though it says it's binding. It's not what the problem was last time, and like the DNS entirely is off for just like www dot, like I don't think it should be, because I've literally configured www dot. That's the one I configured. How come that one's... Anyway, that's that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Big long weekend video. Where was it? Uni this weekend, isn't she? Yeah, she is. So, lads on tour, yeah? Catch you later.